It's Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about in-laws and holidays. Now for me, it's been really a long time since I've been had to deal with in-laws for any holiday that I was going to celebrate. I can't remember. I can't remember this past one whenever Adam's sister and all them, I don't know if they were here or not, but they usually don't celebrate Christmas anyway. So, being around people who don't usually celebrate it, I have done this for most of the past 37 years. It's not really any fun. It's not. It doesn't feel the same if they're not into it. No, you got to be around people who feel like it, who feel like celebrating it. Would be on his side of the family, but I haven't been around to mine in years, from my side of the family. But I do remember them when I was younger. We really haven't had, in case you're wondering, we really haven't had any kind of Christmas in my family since probably like 6 or 7 years ago. Well, let's see, 6 years ago. And it really wasn't much then because my mother was, I think she was she wasn't in the hospital. They had just put her in a nursing home for rehab after she was in the hospital. And so that was the last time. Yeah, it was 2012, I believe. And yeah, it was pretty much a mess as it was with everything going on. Yeah. So, yeah, it was sometime before then, and when I was around my in-laws from my side of the family. God, does that make any sense at all? And there was always one problem for years, and then my sibling divorced him. But one of them, he was really, really bad. He wasn't from his state. He had a really bad overall attitude about everything. And he would always have with him, he wasn't from Texas, he was actually from Ohio. I called him a gun-toting Bubba from Ohio. He would tote his gun with him, and he would take it out, and he would put it on the fireplace mantle. He would put it anywhere where it was in everybody's view that he was carrying a gun. Yeah, and it took me many years, in fact, I think more recently, for me to see that he was doing that for my benefit. Everybody else was saying theirs, but recently I started thinking how much this man hated me. And he hated me because his wife was a histrionic, if you ask me. Is one. She has those behaviors like you would not believe. And my dad actually told me that I should be careful around him, the former brother-in-law, because that sister had told him a bunch of lies about me. I was younger. I didn't really think about all of that, in that kind of sense, in that deep sense. And he never said it in that kind of deep sense, that be careful for your life around this guy. Just mine was more like, psychological. He wasn't going to hurt me physically, right? Over the years, yeah, I learned that he might, yeah. It's pretty bad. Where was I in this story? Yeah, that former brother-in-law, he was pretty bad. He just had a chip on his shoulder, and like my dad told me that my sister, one of them, had told him all these kinds of lies, and that I was really mean to her. It's called projection. Yeah, she was the one really mean to me. And she's a drama queen. She wanted all the attention, and she didn't care how she got it, and she loved to cause me, problems in the process. And the whole family knew it. They had the same kind of problem. Not the same problem, but a similar problem with her. Anytime they would go there to visit or anything, yeah, it was always a bad scene. And because she didn't like anybody else getting her attention. Okay? And there's no house to go home to now. My mom, she passed to, our dad had already, years ago, like 20-something years ago. So there was nobody, no home, nobody lived in it at that point after my mom, she passed. And so, yeah. That I was there. My mom, like I said, was in a nursing home, and right down the road from where, not right down the road, but not that far from her house. And that sister and her new man, she's been divorced for years before then, the new man in her life lived there. And of course, you know, chaos was going to occur because she's a drama queen and she likes causing people problems. And at least she did then. I haven't been around her much, haven't spoken to her much. When I told her and the rest of my family, no contact, do not contact me ever again. And that was the Christmas of 2012. And so I haven't had to deal with them, and I haven't had to deal with in-laws at holidays for many years. And except that would be on my side. I don't have Christmas with anybody from my family. I don't do anything with anybody from my family. After I told them, do not contact me, I'm in it. And of course, they haven't, you know, it hasn't, for various reasons, including that my mother died, but and all the problems after that, before, during, after kind of things. But overall, no contact. I don't celebrate anything with them. You know, they might send me a text, and that's about it. You know, stating happy birthday or happy, Merry Christmas, whatever. But yeah, overall nothing. So all my memories of holidays with in-laws like that from many years ago. And overall, on my side, dealing with them, mainly it would be Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, those are the holidays we tended to celebrate. And I'm going to start telling more stories about those than just this part. It's kind of like, this is a little bit of an intro. But yeah, they were pretty bad. It was always pretty bad. And the drive there I moved around, you know, various places in Dallas, either in Dallas or Dallas Metro, somewhere. And so the drive to where they live in Texas was usually 7 to 8 hours. And sometimes, depending on where I lived, the fastest, I think, was 6.5. So you drive that far through roads that aren't that great. They're not good like this. No. You know, there were bad highways, you know, bad roads all around. The highways weren't all that much better either. I mean, the actual interstate, no. So after going through all that many hours to get there and have an attitude problem by the drama queen and her flying monkeys, wasn't really even worth it. I mean, it was to see our mom when my dad was alive, to see both of them and some of the rest of the family, but with that one drama queen, I'm telling you, one person, one rotten apple, you know? Yeah. So I'm going to tell more stories as time goes by. But now I have to go home because I forgot to take my pills before I went out. My regular daily pills. I had diabetes and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.